reviewing the Yamaha Pacifica 821D. I saw an ad on Buy for the 821D, and normally these ads they stick around on the platform and they last for ages, and the price eventually reduces until a point where someone is happy to pay it. But on this occasion, the buyer advertised it for maybe a week, and then he decided to part out the entire guitar. So I went from following this one seller, and he said, you know, here's the guitar, and then he parted out the entire thing. So the bridge, the pickups, the switching, the output jack, the back plate, the neck, the body, and I thought, I got to snap this up. So that the auction got to the end, and the pickups were all due, all the auctions for all the pickups were due to finish at the same time. And when I was looking at the ads, I thought, hang on, this is weird. Why does it have the same pickups in the bridge and the neck? And the answer was that it was the Dimarzio Air Classic neck in both positions. And what happened was I got the bridge one, the middle one, the blue velvet. The price was crazy. It went for like over $120 just for one secondhand single coil pickup that Dimarzio doesn't make anymore. And then the neck pickup also went for a crazy amount of money. Also went for over $100. So this went from being, you know, a very cheap guitar to like buy back and put back together, and to just crazy prices. So when I'd finished, I'd got the body, I'd got all the switch gear, I'd got the nut, no nut clamps, no string retainer bar. I got the tuners, they went to someone else, and then I got the neck and the body, and the bridge also sold on the first day as well, so there was no opportunity to get that back. And then some of the parts, they stuck around for weeks, so I had an opportunity to ring around and grab those. But originally this guitar didn't have the same bridge as the 821DX, which was the RM Pro 3, which is in my other guitar, the YG1212. This had the TRS-Pro, so I kept looking for TRS Pros and Yamaha ones so I could have the Yamaha branding on them, but I ended up finding a Jackson identical one. And the thing that Jackson doesn't have is the crappy Takeuchi block on the back. So if you turn it over, it meant that someone was able to fit a different tremolo arm. So this is a free swinging tremolo arm, but also I could just get a Goto GE 1996T spare parts block, 32mm, and just chuck it on there. So it has a really good block on there. And then I put a WD Music trem, and I converted it so it can trem stopper, and then I converted it so it can go up and down. Here's the screws for the neck. So they were sold separately. The cover was sold separately, so I had to buy that individually. And you can see there's multiple parts in this body. 1, 2, 3. It is older. It's just a multiple part body, and it doesn't have that nice easy access for the upper frets that the other ones do. This has a very specific one to Pacificas of that time. Neck's quite nice. It's just a little bit of burn in from being stored on a guitar stand for too long. And because the tuners were gone, these are a very particular type of Yamaha tuner from the 90s. They were used for so long. My 1980s Yamaha RGX tuners, which were original, were able to directly swap into the holes and are in great condition anyway. Now I am using a hodgepodge set of old clamping screws. I will be attaching some black ones before I sell this, so it will all look hunky-dory, but the headstock was very good. Now the color of this is listed as blue. This is blue. this, and if you see people maybe in the early 2000s when this guitar first came out, it does appear blue in photos, but it is a very dark green. It does not look like blue in real life. In terms of switching, it has an auto split function, and because I wasn't able to get that blue velvet pickup, but I wanted to keep the look of the Dimarzio labeled pickups. So this one's original to this guitar. This one is a Virtual Vintage Heavy Blues 2, which I have reviewed before and love, but it's noiseless. So the blue velvet wasn't noiseless, but this one is noiseless. And then that's a new Air Classic neck from Dimarzio, slightly lower continuity than the bridge one, but they're both Air Classic neck pickups. What does that mean? It means you can put the pickups really close to the string and you still get a great sound because it's got lower magnet pull. That's the Air technology there. And in terms of frets, they are quite big frets. They're identical to the RGXs of this time. So I have a RGX 821 DMR. But if you run your hands on the necks, you can feel where they've filled in the ends of the frets. Whereas on an RGX, all the frets are blind frets, so there's no fret sprout ever on an RGX. But on a Pacifica, the frets are done slightly differently.